What is up, guys? JayFerGaming here, and welcome to Season 3 of my F1 2015 Career Mode. If you haven't seen already, there is an introductory video for this season. It's just a pretty short clip of what's going to be going down for this season, and I am very excited for this. I hope you guys are as well. So first up is obviously the Australian Grand Prix, and we are, as announced in the previous video, Felipe Massa in the Williams, so it should be a very competitive season. Fighting for wins, hopefully. We do have the third best car on the grid, and it kind of showed in qualifying. I was getting up to speed. I'm pretty used to using the Mercedes, so that's like the perfect car in this game. So the Williams felt a lot different, and it showed I was P6 after my first run, and then my next run up to 4th, just ahead of Hamilton, so that was a decent effort. And going for my final run, I didn't time it well at all because I went out too late, couldn't put in another run, and yeah, it wasn't the cleanest of sessions for myself. First up as well, I went out with like 20 laps of fuel, so that wasted some of my tyres. But it's a pretty good start to the season. 5th place on the grid, just ahead of my teammate Valtteri, but the gap's a bit concerning. 1.4 seconds from pole position man Vettel. That is a big surprise. The 2 Ferraris, then the 2 Mercedes. Hamilton did seem to struggle in that session, so I don't know if this is going to shape the rest of the season, but that looks very competitive in my opinion. And looking down the field, Verstappen in 18th, Grosjean 17th, that's a bit of a surprise. The McLarens are up in 12th and 13th, so that's just dizzy heights for them guys. So on the grid for the first race of the season, 100% of course, so strategy and managing the tyres is going to be very key. So looking at that, it looks like it should be a 3-stop race. I'll probably do variations throughout the season. I'm that type of guy that likes to vary the strategy. So on the grid for the first race of the season, I'm so excited. Four Lights 5 and the Season 3 is away, and we get... it's not a bad start. I've had worse starts over the years, and Bottas goes straight past us, but we're going to go for the outside line. Round the outside of our team, and Hamilton's made contact with the Ferrari. We just avoided that, and somehow we're up to 3rd place. We're lucky Hamilton, when he went across the track, hit Raikkonen, didn't hit Raikkonen into us, but we got Raikkonen on the attack, but we've defended 3rd place. And I've just got to remember, we've got a full tank of fuel. This is 100% of course. I'm used to 50%, so this is a bit of a unique feeling for me, but that's a pretty decent start. Vettel's maintained the lead, Rosberg's got himself up to 2nd, and we're going to just have to see what our pace is like because we have a Ferrari and we have a very fast Mercedes behind us, so if we can keep them behind then we could be fighting for the podium, and I really hope we are. First race of the season, that would be an amazing feeling to get a podium on debut. So at this point, Rosberg and Vettel are getting away a little bit. We've got Raikkonen just on our tail. You can see in the mirrors, I'm just trying to pull away, trying to build up a gap, especially for when DRS kicks in. But it looks like we got the straight line speed. We are going defensive here. Is Raikkonen going to try move around the outside? No, he's not. We've defended that well. And it looks like Valtteri is on the back of both of them. So I've got a little bit of a train forming. On to the end of lap 5. I did... keep them behind very nicely, but Rosberg has pulled out a 2-second lead, and Raikkonen looks like he's going on the attack with DRS. Can he get close enough? No, he can't. But as I mentioned from qualifying, when I went out on 20 laps of fuel, that's worn my tyres down by a couple of laps, and I did do 2 runs on these tyres, so these are pretty worn. As Raikkonen goes for the attack around the outside, we're locking up. The back end stepping out, he's still there. What a fantastic move from Kimi. I'm trying to fight back, but no, I don't have the grip in these tyres. But kudos to Kimi there. That was a fantastic move, and he's probably going to go after Rosberg now because for some reason Ferrari seems to be the quickest car, and that's a very strange one, I've got to admit. But at the end of this lap, my tyres weren't feeling great. Bottas behind me, even though I went down to lean mix, couldn't get past. But yeah, these tyres are not feeling good at all. I've used them up too much in qualifying, so that's something to learn from. And I have gone for short qualifying as well. I couldn't really be bothered with Q1, Q2, all that. I'd rather just get straight into the 100% race with a little bit of qualifying. So coming in for our first stop of the season, let's see what the guys do. 2.4, pretty standard stop, so well done to them. And on to the prime tyres. At this point, I wasn't sure what strategy to go for, so I thought, see how long these prime tyres last, and possibly go on to options for the rest of the race, though I have come in very early for this set of tyres. But first of all, our first proper overtake of the season just had to be on a manor, didn't it? So we're up to 18th. Wow. But to be fair, we could get a major undercut here if we don't get involved in anything. But that doesn't look like it's going to happen because we have a big group of cars ahead of us. Grosjean, Verstappen and Ericsson. And Verstappen looks like he's going around the outside. He's clipped the wall. That sound just feels so weird when his car grates against the wall. And it's a very close. And Ericsson's gone off. I think he's hit Grosjean there. We've got an illegal overtake. That's very unfair. So I've got to slow down. This is costing us so much time. Yeah, Grosjean's got no front wing. I think the Sauber went into him after he got shoved off the track. We've just slid off the curb there. Getting a bit distracted. We need to get our head back in the game. And yeah, let's see what happened there on board with Grosjean. So ahead, Verstappen's trying to go around the outside of the Sauber. And they really do hold each other up in this fast chicane. Grosjean's just hanging it just behind them, waiting to see what happens. Yeah, Ericsson gets tagged. Yeah, Grosjean's very unlucky there. I'm lucky not to get taken out as well. So moving on to lap 10, and I got scared once again. Verstappen trying to go around the outside of Alonso. They're holding each other up. They're going extremely slow. There's more contact again. Verstappen is so aggressive at this point. We've gone past Alonso. Now we're trying to go around the outside of Verstappen. They lost so much momentum, so we got the move done around both of them. But Verstappen qualifying in 18th, making contact twice already. He's not having the greatest debut in the world. So on to lap 12. We're making our way through the cars that haven't pitted yet. And first up is Jenson Button with no straight line speed, so we actually get the move done before the fast chicane. And we might have a go at Sainz here if we get a decent run up to Rich Mix using the slipstream. Look at the excess speed there. That is the Mercedes power unit in our car compared to the Renault of the Toro Rosso. We're now up into 8th position. Raikkonen just ahead is also pitted. So the undercut hasn't really worked. I mean, we were involved with quite a few battles. There was a couple of incidents ahead as well. So we are now into our genuine race position as pretty much everyone has pitted apart from Sainz just behind me in 7th. But the front 6, it's shaped up for Vettel in first, Rosberg, then I think it's Raikkonen, then Hamilton, then my teammate Bottas, who pitted last of all. So I don't know if he's going to attempt to go for a 2-stop strategy. But yeah, not a lot happened in that stint. I was pretty lonely. Raikkonen has pitted for a second time. At this point, I've been on my tyres for about 20 laps now, so they're feeling quite worn out. But I was thinking, try and get as far as we can on these tyres, because I wanted to go for 2 option stints, because otherwise I'm just going to finish in 6th place, and that's going to result in a pretty dull race. So I'd rather try something different. There's no risk really. I can't really see us dropping any positions because the Red Bulls don't have the pace at the moment. I think it's going to be a season of Williams versus Ferrari versus Mercedes, and occasionally maybe Ricciardo if he pulls his game out the bag. So at the end of the lap I went in, my tyres weren't feeling great at all. So we've got 32 laps to go. So I was thinking 2 option stints, 16 laps each. A bit optimistic, but let's see what we can do. So second pit stop of the race, onto the options. Is it a good stop? Yeah, it's pretty good. 2.4 once again. That seems to be the standard pit stop time this season. And we've come out in 7th, just behind Danny Kvyat, who has only pitted once so far. He went long like Bottas, so he could be attempting a 2-stop. The Red Bulls usually do, and we did catch up to the back of him. And we're going to get DRS here, and with fresh rubber and better straight line speed, we should pretty easily get this move done into turn 1. Yes, we do, before turn 1 even. So I did go slightly wide. I misjudged the speed I had going into turn 1 with DRS, but got the move done. We got DRS again, so we'll pull away from the Red Bull, and hopefully now on fresh option tyres we will catch up to the cars ahead. And lap 28, Bottas is just ahead of us. Actually, I say just ahead of us, he's nearly 25 seconds ahead, so that's like a full pit stop. But we are setting the fastest lap of the race, which gives me hope that I have good pace. And yeah, things at this point were kind of petering out. It seemed like it could have been a bit of a dull race, but we're going to get some action here. As Raikkonen comes out the pits, can't we get around the outside of him? We didn't leave him any space there, and we've got the move done. He is going to the end on his prime tyres, so we're going to have to bolt on these tyres. Hopefully have some great pace on the final stint, and maybe pip Raikkonen or possibly Bottas. I can't see us catching either Mercedes or Vettel. They seem too far ahead. Vettel has also made his final stop, so if there's no incidents, then we could be fighting for a best 4th. So lap 40, Raikkonen on his fresh rubber. He is on the primes, but he does have the pace. Gets DRS, and he's trying to go up the inside of us. We've got 2 more laps till our pit stop window, and he's keeping it on the inside. He kind of hits the curb, and we get momentum around the outside and regain 5th position. This is costing us a bit of time, but we're effectively racing Raikkonen, so we can't let him pass. And now Raikkonen's coming back for round 2. This time with DRS. Well, DRS once again. Is he going to go for a move into turn 1? I don't have as much confidence as I did on the last lap, and we just slither off the track, but we're still side by side. And no, Raikkonen is definitely going to get away from us now, especially with DRS. So he is up to 5th. I am going to pit at the end of this lap because my tyres have gone. The last couple of laps have been horrific, and I'm probably going to feel the same in the final couple of laps of this race. So final stop of the race, hopefully. Onto the options once again, and let's see if we can gain any positions. Otherwise, we're going to have a very boring race in 6th place. But this is Formula 1, anything can happen, and a 4-second stop. Bottas pitted on this lap as well, but there's no need for the guys to take so long. That's so frustrating. We've just lost a needless 2 seconds. And yeah, I think that's unacceptable from the Williams guys. They need to pick it up. So, on to lap 44. Just ahead, someone's coming out the pit. I think, yeah, it's a back mark. It's Alonso. Get the hell out the wheel. Oh, come on, Alonso. What is that? He's on the grass. Back markers in this game. Jesus Christ, they frustrate me so much. I saw damage on the track there. There's a bit of debris. What's going on? There's a yellow flag out. There's someone going pretty slowly ahead. That's a Mercedes. Yes, Hamilton has got damage. We are going to gain a position. He's going into the pits for a new front wing. Get in there. That's fantastic for us. Genuinely, I didn't think I was going to catch him, and that's the only way it could have happened. So he has made contact. Wow, I didn't expect that. As someone else is coming out the pits. Who is this? This is Perez. Got to watch out with the back markers. That was very close, actually. But we took a decent line into turn 1. So this is what happened to Hamilton. At this point, he was leading the race. He did have 1 extra pit stop to make compared to Rosberg and Vettel, though. So he's behind a couple of back markers. The Lotus hits the wall, goes off the track, hits Hamilton into the wall. That is so unlucky. And this is Vettel coming up to the back of Hamilton and really struggling. Oh my God, he's sliding across the track. That is insane. And Hamilton just stops. That's the AI being clearly retarded once again. This is Raikkonen. Yeah, we need a patch for this. It kind of makes things more exciting. But yeah, it's just, it looks really dumb at times, it really does. So we're up to 5th. Sainz just ahead of us, we're going to try and lap him. Probably should give him more space than this. Look at that mirror, he's just spinning out. I'm actually kind of lucky not to get a penalty there. I did turn in on him a little too much, and I need to learn from that. And we've caught up to the back of Raikkonen. Has he got damage? Raikkonen's got damage, surely. We think about a move up the inside, but surely he's going to go into the pits. With his he doesn't. He must have slight damage to the front wing. He has no speed at all. He's really slowed us up there. So DRS, we could get a move here. So he must have a damaged end plate or something. A couple of end plates. And we're up to 4th place. This is incredible. I thought we were just going to stick it out in 6th place. But this race has really hotted up in the last few laps. This is incredible. And that's F1 for you. Anything can happen, so never give up till the end. And that's kind of proven here. There's another Ferrari. What the hell has happened to the Ferraris? Vettel has pitted once again for a 4th stop. So we've got a chance again in Vettel here. And there's a car on the right. Hulkenberg's been taken out. And he is out of the race. I think there was a Lotus going into the pits there, so I'm going to presume a bit of contact there. But at this point, I had some really good pace. But Vettel on fresh options, I was trying to keep up with him. It was very tricky, and I was using all the fuel available to me. There's a car in the gravel. That's another Lotus. The Lotus, I think it's Destruction Derby this season, so we'll leave them to that. So yeah, trying to track down Vettel in 3rd, but we're also closing down Bottas, so outside shot of 2nd maybe on the podium would be brilliant. And we're coming up to the back of Stevens and Grosjean, who are just all over the shop. And no, we've made contact with Stevens of all people. That's wrecked it. We're not going to catch Vettel now. I'm absolutely gutted because we could have got a podium there. I don't think we're going to now. And Stevens just got in the way. I don't know if I turned in on him too much. Get the hell out the way, Will. You're getting in the way of Nazar as well. Just get out the way. Right, we're going to have to try and get past him. Oh, he's taking the inside line. Defending from me. Okay, make it difficult. Oh, squeeze me up against the wall. Wow. Okay, I see how things are going to be this season, Will. Yeah, we've got a rivalry brewing now. So let's see what happened here. Try and take the outside line. And kind of slide off the track and then back on board with Stevens here. He takes the corner normally. Yeah, maybe I take too much speed, but he's on the apex. That's so frustrating. We'll slow this up. I turn in. Yeah, it looks like I don't give him enough room, but he should be getting out the way. That's so frustrating, and it hasn't wrecked our race like it did for Hamilton, but it's annoying. And now we've got Ricciardo on our back, on fresh tyres, trying to overtake us. Just get the hell out the way. What are you doing, Ricciardo? Back Marcus. Oh my god, they're so annoying. I probably would have got a penalty on 2014 for that as well. And now I've got Button attacking me, I think. There's a McLaren there, I think it's Button, but it's so frustrating. It's lucky that I've... Wait there. I'm in third. Why is Vettel in fourth? Where the hell is Vettel? I didn't even see him. So this is what happened to Vettel. He's at turn 3. He's just gone off the track, into the wall, loses his front wing, he's out the race. Oh my god, big news. And at this point in this replay, I was looking at the miles per hour on the steering wheel. It's quite difficult to see if he actually sped up into the wall. I don't know if he had a brake failure or something. But amazingly, we're up onto the podium places. And then back markers, I slowed down so they would just leave me alone. And luckily Raikkonen, I had about a 20-second gap to him. But we're coming round the final corner. And unbelievably, after an eventful last 20 laps of the race, we're coming home in third position. What a start to the season. Get the hell in there.
Well done, mate. Well done, P3.
Yeah, guys. Oh my god. I'm too old for that. Too old. Thank you, guys. Brilliant race.
Rubbish, not too old. We're just starting out, mate.
Now that is a very attractive podium. 2 Williams for the first Grand Prix of the season. I take third. I was well and truly beaten by my teammate Bottas, who came in second, and Nico Rosberg takes the first win of the season. That was such an exciting race. The first half was a bit of a slow burner, but the second half was absolutely exhilarating. I do hope you enjoyed this, because the season is going to continue like this, and 100% races, it's good to be doing them once again. So here's the result: Rosberg from Bottas, and then myself. Raikkonen down in 4th, Hamilton in 5th, so they had a real struggle this race, and the Ferraris absolutely dominated this weekend and ended up with only 12 points. I mean, Vettel retired and still finished 11th. That's a bit of a strange one. Verstappen finished 6th from 18th. What a performance there. Some great points for Toro Rosso. Nazar always has a strong one at the start of the season, I guess mimicking real life. And yeah, Maldonado and Hulkenberg both retired. I'm sure that they're the 2 cars that made contact with each other, but what a race that was. That was absolutely brilliant, and a great start for the Williams team. We'll see in the early constructors standings, but I just want to show all the incidents that happened in the race. Obviously there's a couple of corner cutting ones for me, because when you're pushing, you do it accidentally. Yeah, you can see when I was on the fresh tyres, but so many incidents with the AI. That's going to make for a very topsy-turvy season. So there's the early driver standings, obviously from the points earned from the first race of the season. And there we go, the constructors, 2nd place to Mercedes. Great start. I don't think we'll be battling Mercedes. It's going to be very tricky, but we'll obviously be trying our best to do so. And Ferrari only have 12 points. They could have had so much more. They should have got a 1-2 here. So if you enjoyed that race, please leave a like, subscribe if you want to see more videos and the rest of this series. Really hope you're enjoying it, and I'll catch you in the next race in Malaysia. Goodbye.